What's up, historians and fellow dorks? We got Magic Showcase 2021 to review and Historic Horizons first impressions tonight on Mana Rant. But first, I'm your host, Hoshi, the boomer, MTG consumer, and occasional MTG doom and gloomer. And as always, I'm joined by a man we all suspected was cheating at the horseshit card game, but now it has been confirmed. We've been calling him Cheater Hoof Behemoth for years, and now you all know why. The great deceiver himself, DrunkenDork.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like that's quite an entrance there. And you're not wrong. Yeah. I this last week when I did this, usually when I make the horseshit card game, I'm going to justify my cheating, by the way. When I make the horseshit card game, I just go on Scryfall and I type in, I make the parameters historic legal. And apparently Scryfall was counting all of the cards coming into Jumpstart as from Jumpstart into Horizons or into Historic as historic legal. So I kind of jumped the gun there for sure. And I am now disqualified from that single point I got. But yeah, today's a new day. It's a new game, and all those cards are now legal, so you can't hold that shit against me today.
I absolutely will.
I am going to fuck you hard. All right? I just want you to know that. You go. Damn it, I cussed again.
How long was that? Was that a new record? I think that might have been 2 minutes there. All right. Good job.
Yeah.
And also, our other long lost co-host is still in Air Force boot camp. I'm talking about Michael Apollo.
Sure is.
At least we think he is. I know they give them at least like a couple phone calls in there, and I haven't heard anything from him. Have you, Drunken?
No. Yeah, I mean, what the heck, man? Fuck your family. Why aren't you calling us,
right?
Dude?
I know.
We want to know how much you are crying into your pillow at night. Like, it will help me sleep at night knowing that.
That's true. Well, maybe we should stalk his Facebook or his family's Facebook pages. That's how we're going to find out if he's even alive or not, I guess, probably. So anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for joining us. We are the Mana Dorks. Welcome to our weird show. We talk about everything in Magic, but mainly we focus on the historic format and including Historic Brawl. Our show moves through the phases of Magic. We have Untap, Upkeep, Draw, Main Phase 1, Combat, Main Phase 2, End Step, Cleanup, and finally our discard. Our main phases are the main topics that I already brought up tonight that we're going to be going over. But if you want to skip around, there are time hacks as well as full episode description in the time hacks down below. So now that that's out of the way, let's start off the show by jumping into our Untap phase.
Untap
is where we untap some drinks. So, Drunken, what are you untapping tonight?
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Do I have a monolith of a new toy here?
Oh wow.
Look at that, would you? Yeah, I'm just gonna untap over here real quick.
Yeah,
pour myself some beer. Oh my god.
Awesome.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Wow, professional bartender right there. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just tapped the cake, so I think they're just all going to be coming out real crappy.
Did you want some beer with your foam right there?
I know, right? What the heck?
Terrible, dude.
Yeah.
You brought that up last week. So did you just tap that thing for the first time?
Today, yeah, I got beer fucking everywhere. It sucked. It's like all over me. All I can smell is beer. My skin smells like beer right now.
That's great.
It's good and not good at the same time.
Yeah, pretty cool. You'll figure it out eventually, maybe.
Probably not.
Probably not. And for me, I am drinking a rosemary maple bourbon smash. So let's give this a try.
What the hell is that?
Ooh, that's pretty good. So,
Bourbon,
so it's rosemary.
Maple.
Yeah, a little sprig right
rosemary,
there.
Okay.
Some maple.
Am I on the right path?
And some bourbon.
Okay.
And there's some smash. There's some smash.
What the fuck is a smash?
I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to ask the actual bartender who made this. Beautiful girlfriend made it, so I did not have a chance to like get to see her make it. So, but it's delicious. So I'll get the recipe if anyone out there wants it. It's really yummy. Well, anyways, cheers, Drunken Dork, to a good episode.
I'm definitely going to be refilling this. Look at this. I got like one sip of beer here.
Nice. All right. And with that, we will move into our upkeep. Upkeep. Get ya upkeep. All right. So upkeep is our Reddit rant segment. And Reddit rant is where we look to the internet for people ranting about Magic the Gathering. This week, we'll be visiting the MTG Arena Facebook group to get learnt on how to play some Magic. Here we go. This is our instructor right here, Harry. And Harry's post says, almost everyone's been playing Arena wrong, and I am gonna prove it. Did you know that, Dork, that you've been playing Arena wrong?
I mean, you've been telling me that for years, but
That's true.
I guess this solidifies that when Harry tells me.
Well, Harry is also telling you, you idiot. You haven't been playing it right.
Yeah.
Apparently, I haven't been playing it right. Almost everyone has not been playing Arena right. Well, let's see how Harry does it. Said, I will make it through Platinum tier in at least one format on Arena without spending any real money. For constructed play, I'll only use my own homebrew decks or upgraded pre-con decks. I will not net deck. It will take me less than a year, and it will be fun.
Wow. Shame everyone for net decking and spending money on the game get more cards, to make a more interesting deck. You know, what the hell are you doing with yourself? God forbid.
You're all doing it wrong, people.
Harry is the word. He is the word of Magic.
Dude.
Right? What he says is true. It's gospel.
It's true.
And we're all doing it wrong. And apparently the right way to do it is exactly like this. And I will say real quick that I did do this.
Yeah.
I made it through Platinum tier. Remember when a long time ago, when I said I was going to try and make a video series where I just started an account, I didn't spend any money, and I just made a deck, and I made that mono white aura deck, and I did this. And it only took me like a week or so. That's how long it took.
Yeah. I don't think it's that hard.
Unfortunately, I never released those videos because my word is absolute dog shit. So
when it comes to releasing gameplay videos, yes. I mean, it's not that you can get some pretty strong budget decks. Mono red is always budget friendly and always pretty strong, right? Mono red burn. So sure, you can burn your way through the entire ladder if you really want to. And grind that out, but have fun playing like, one or two decks. If you want to play any more decks than that, you might have to spend a little bit, or you're gonna have to wait a long time. Like he's saying it's gonna take him a year to do that. I don't know. Yeah, you said you did it in like 2 weeks, right? So I don't know. Professor Ding Dong over here thinks that we're all doing it wrong, though. So it sounds like some shit that bronze players say to me. But
yeah, and that's coming from a bronze player.
Hey, I made it to gold right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good for you.
I'll get up there. I'll get up there this time. Probably not to mythic. I don't have the dedication for that. And I rage too much. But anyways, this was a little different. Last week was a great little investigation into a real numbnuts. But this was just back to our roots of people shitting on net deckers, acting like they are the king shit of fuck mountain when it comes to MTG. And, there is none better than Harry out there. So
absolutely.
That's right, Rant.
Applaud Harry.
I applaud you in your masterfulness of the game. So if any of you out there find your own Reddit rant that you want to send our way, feel free. We love reading these things and might make it on the show. And with that, let's move into our draw phase. Let's draw. So draw. There's so much MTG news this week. It's crazy. And so, like I said, we talk about everything in Magic. So in draw phase right now, we're going to talk about all the stuff that is coming to Magic that they just announced this week that's not coming to Arena. Like, so none of this stuff will actually affect the historic format. So if you want to, skip this part, you can hop ahead if you don't want to hear about it. And then if not, you can hang out and we'll go through this stuff real quick. So this is non-arena news. And we'll start off with secret layers. All the secret layers. I mean, we knew that these were not going away, and they just like dropped like 20 of them. It seemed like there's so many. I mean, they're cool looking, but man, there's a lot of money. How many of them are you gonna get, Drunken?
Actually, so I mean, the ones they announce should I say it?
Sure.
Is that fine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the ones they announced is Street Fighter and Fortnite, and like I am not a fan of Fortnite.
No, not at all.
I know there are a lot of people. There obviously it's like the number one game in the world. There are a ton of people who play Fortnite, so it's probably good ultimately for like cash flow for Wizards of the Coast and whatever their parent company is. I forget at the moment. But Hasbro, yeah, but like I could not be any less excited for a property combination. Fortnite is not exciting to me, and it just seems ridiculous. But Street Fighter, however, like I have talked about making like a Street Fighter card game. So the idea of Street Fighter coming to Magic cards, I think is pretty cool. Like I actually really like it, and they're kind of going all in. And they said that Chun-Li was going to have a multi kicker because her moves and stuff. So I think it's really cool. I think there's some potential here, and they'll just be fun cards to own. Whether I actually use them or not, probably not. It'll just be a fun thing to look at. I can put on my wall or something. I have like a display of Magic cards above my computer you can't see right now, so maybe they'll go there.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they'll probably be cool. I like Street Fighter. It seems weird to have Street Fighter in the MTG world, but hey, whatever. If people like it, that's what I never have a problem with really any of these things. Fortnite seems a little weird, but at the same time, who cares? They're secret layer drops, right? So they don't really affect anything. It's not a set or anything. And if it makes some people happy and they like the Fortnite cards, who gives a shit, right? And it makes them money, obviously. But there was a bunch of other secret layers that they dropped too with like a lot of cool art. But I mean, it's so much money. Like I have to focus in other areas, or I will be homeless tomorrow. Next, we got some Commander stuff that is coming out. And so the first one that we got is a Warhammer, what is this, 40K? Is going to be like these themed commander decks that they have. So like they've been going nuts with the commander decks. And so I think this is super cool. I mean, I'm not big into Warhammer or anything, but I really like the art style and everything of it. So I think they could make some pretty sweet cards out of Warhammer. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of actually the art or the game at all, but I know that there's a lot of people where they do both, right? And so this is probably going to be really good for a lot of people and they'll be happy. And I'm sure like if you play Warhammer, if you're going to play like a Magic format, it's probably Commander, so that's good. It's a good fusion of two like properties.
I think so too. In the game store, like Warhammer and like, MTG are kind of right there, right? But Fortnite, not so much. And then next we have Baldur's Gate. So this is another Dungeons and Dragons set that they are dropping for Commander. And this is Commander Legends, right? Which is going to be another Commander focused set that they're doing. So this is actually a draftable set, just like the last Commander Legends, which was a big hit. I mean, Commander's huge. And so this one is, they said they weren't going back into D&D, and then they are liars because here's another set. But it's not in the main set, right? This isn't going to be like in a standard rotation. It's strictly for Commander as far as I know. Will you be purchasing that set? Drunken?
I don't know. Maybe I haven't been playing a lot of Commander recently, but what I got out of this that has to do with our format, Historic, is so we did get some of the Commander Legends in Historic Jumpstart.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a potential there for us to just get new cards, because this is going to be Commander Legends. Baldur's Gate isn't going to be reprints of cards, or there will be some, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's also going to be a lot of new cards. So there's potential to get new cards to our format, which is what I grabbed out of this.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, all of these I think like have the potential to like have one or two get snagged into here. Even the artwork, right? They throw that into Arena sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Next we have Double Masters 2020, and so Double Masters, the first one, a huge hit, and you get 2 rares at least per pack. So and then they tripled the price for it, which makes sense math wise. And and so in this one they have that like Amanatu Planeswalker that they featured on there from the Commander sets a while ago. So I guess they're revisiting that Planeswalker again, but that's pretty much it. They didn't say very much else besides that. What do you think about Double Masters?
I really like this because I do have a legacy deck and I do have some like modern decks that aren't great. And like they basically what they do is they reprint cards and it makes them a little bit cheaper. Maybe some of the newer ones like with the fancy foil art and shit, they're more expensive. But the other ones like, last time cards like I can't even think. What's that blue counter spell? I can't think of it. The super popular one.
Oh, Mana Drain?
No, not Mana Drain. The one that's free when you discard a blue card and lose 1 life.
Pact Negation? No, not Pact Negation. Force of Will? No, is that
Force of Will.
Yeah,
there we
okay.
go. Jesus. Whew. All cards escape my mind. I don't have enough retention there to even
that should be a drinking game. That should be a drinking game for this show. Every time one of us can't remember a card's name, that you have to take a drink.
Oh, that is a good idea. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, you're fucked though because I can't rember shit ever.
No, you're fucked because you have to take a drink when you can't remember one. So
yeah, no, I don't like that.
I like it.
All right. Anyway, so Force of Will, like it dropped down like, I don't know, 40% or something when the set released. So I think it's really good for people who like to play Legacy and Modern and like when they reprint some of those staples in there, to make them a little bit cheaper, to make the format a little more approachable. So I do like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Like any set that they come out with like that, people freak out. But then, hey, if it drops the prices on stuff, that's great. I don't really care about Double Masters too much. But then next we have an unset again, or an unstable, right? Which they're calling Unfinity space themed, carnival type deal. Which I gotta say, the art on this looks pretty sweet. I really dig it.
It's cool as fuck.
The unsets always have like really cool art. I think I'm just not into them as an actual set. The gameplay of it just seems a little too wacky for me to like really get into it. But one thing that's really cool about this one, and because I think most people feel that way. So what they do to actually get people to buy these sets is make the lands awesome, right? They make these really awesome full art lands for these sets. And in this one, they confirmed Shocklands are going to be in there. Full art, awesome looking Shocklands are going to be in this one. So man, those are going to be worth some money, I'm sure, because you're going to have to buy a full set to get those.
The lands to come out of these sets are always valued really high.
Yeah.
Because it's not a highly open set, because not a lot of Magic players like unsets. Like me and you, for example, the only value that I get out of an unset is the cards I open. I don't get any like playability value out of there. So, I am super unexcited for this, and I could care less.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the Shocklands will be cool, but I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. Next we have the Pioneer pre-constructed decks. So you wanted to talk about these ones. You like pre-constructed decks, I think, a lot, right?
Yeah, I think this is great. I made a Reddit post not too long ago about having pre-constructed decks in Arena, and I think it would be a great idea for Historic to get people into it.
Yeah.
Something that was purchasable through the store. And I think Pioneer and Historic are pretty similar. So if you want to play some like Historic, but actually Pioneer in paper form, which playing paper Magic feels great. I think like I love Historic, but just like the feel of shuffling cards and like picking them up and looking at them, like there's there's just something really satisfying about it to me. And these Pioneer pre-constructed decks that they showed so far, I think I've only seen 2. I think they only showed off 2. They showed them all like what they look like.
There's
but
4. They showed the like titles of 4 of them, but they
only showed the deck list of 2. They look sweet. Okay. And I'm totally about picking up 1 or 2 of these just to even play with my wife at home, because it makes for a little bit more complicated of a game than like maybe something else that we've been playing, but a little simpler than say like Legacy. So I think this looks really cool. I like it a lot.
I think these sets are cool because they've done this with Standard so far, right? Where they've looked at decks that are very good in the format, and then they copy them and then sell them as an actual like pre-constructed deck. Where before, all the pre-con decks that they would sell were terrible, right? They're always like just straight garbage. So it's nice to see them doing something that like a person off the street can just grab one of these and then like make minimal changes to it and then have a competitive deck that they can play in the format, which I think that's really cool. And I mean, they should do that in Arena too. They kind of do with the like, weird pre-cons that they give us, but they're not as good as these things. I don't think at all. So
they're free. So they have bulk rares in them, and they're just, they're not great.
So interesting. All right. Well, so that was all the non-arena stuff that we saw this week. Did you have anything else to bring up before we move on?
Nope. All right. Not at all. Let's move on.
Cool. Then with that, we will move into main phase 1.
Main phase 1.
All right. And so in main phase 1 tonight, we are going to talk about all the arena stuff we're getting, all the stuff that's coming to arena, and specifically Historic. We're getting a lot of cool stuff. And so, if you didn't watch the ShowCase 2021 this week, and spoiler alert, don't watch it. It was rough to sit through, very cringy.
It was pretty cringy.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I did, and like it wasn't live, right? Because it seemed like they were editing. Like I was watching it live.
Yeah.
But like I don't think they filmed it live because it seemed like there were edits going on as I was watching it.
Yeah.
And the edits were terrible. Like there were like times where they'd be talking and just like cut off, and then something, and then they'd be talking about something completely different. And it was pretty cringy.
I don't know
but
who,
like, the nerves to do that, I think is, it's pretty intense, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the showcase, they bring in some influencers, and then they have people from Wizards of the Coast talk to them, and it's so weird seeing the clash between these two because Wizards of the Coast people are not the best like speakers in person, and then Jimmy Wong had this like North Korean haircut that looked insane, and the blonde chick that was there, I don't know. There's this one clip I need to take it of her where she's like trying to like gauge the like guy that she's talking to, and she went through like 10 different facial expressions like real quick. She's like, she looked like an alien trying to like figure out how like how human facial expressions work. Anyways, this is all I'm getting off topic here. Anyways, it was hard to watch, so we'll break it down for you about what we're actually going to get in Historic. So first off, we are getting Jumpstart Historic Horizons. It released today. For us right now, it's Thursday for us. This podcast release on Sunday, but we stream this live on Twitch too. So but anyways, so we got into Jumpstart today. We'll cover that more in main phase 2, but hey, Jumpstart is here now, and they talked about it during the showcase, but I mean, it's out now. And then next we have the Arena Opens. So Drunken, I know you've done these before, right? I never have. I'm too much of a wuss to do this, I feel like. But
I don't think I've actually done. I work on the weekends, so these are really hard for me to do. Unless I have a weekend off. So I don't think I've actually done an arena open, but yeah, I've definitely played in huge events, and yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I would love to do one of these. I really, really want to. I just need to have the time to do it. And like, while I'm working the weekends, unfortunately, I don't have the time. So,
yeah, so the arena opens, if anyone doesn't know, they're like a 2-day event where they have big prizes. So it's a big like buy-in. It's usually like a lot of gems or, you know, to get into one of these events. But there's like big prizes on the other side. There's like actual cash prizes and stuff, and then a chance to like get into the Pro Tour, which I didn't think that existed anymore, but they're still offering that as an incentive to get into these things, which someone, if anyone can explain that to me, please in the comments, that'd be great. But anyway, so yeah, these are back in. The difference that they've done now is that before these were always like standard or historic, and now they're doing draft versions of these events, which sounds fun to me. I mean, draft is a fun format. Some people really love draft. I mean, me and you, I know, both had an epic run on draft this week on those free drafts. You more so than I did, but I mean, we both got to the end of the wins on there, so that was great. You know, doing one of those for draft maybe would put more pressure, I don't know, or less pressure. Anyways, you have any thought on the arena open with the draft?
Yeah, I'm not completely sure how they're doing it, but like when you go to big events, sometimes the way they do it is like you draft the first day and then you play like constructed the next day.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're going to do that or if it's just going to be draft followed by draft. And I have no intention on ever doing that. I would do a historic one for sure, never standard, and probably not draft.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't do it either, but it seems cool. You know, hey, if you like draft, you know, some people really take draft seriously. So, hey, a way to be more competitive with it is awesome. Next, we have the 2022 standard block has been announced finally. And this is crazy. So we have the first quarter. So this is after the Innistrad set. We have Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, Streets of New Capina or Capania or something.
I think you're saying it right. Capina.
I think so. And then we have Dominaria United and the Brother War. And so let's take a look at the first one that we have right here, which is Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. And I did not put these two together when that title came out, the Neon Dynasty with Kamigawa, but they went straight for the cyberpunk theme here. And I want to know what you think about this, Drunken, because
I mean, look at behind me. I fucking love neon lights. I love 80s. I love cyberpunk. I'm actually before they announce this, I'm in the middle of reading Altered Carbon right now, which is like basically a cyberpunk book. I fucking love cyberpunk, and like I've seen a lot of shit talking on this because it's like weird, and it kind of, you know, people are saying like, what happened to high fantasy and, you know, like dragons and stuff. And I feel like you can still do that with cyberpunk. Like it could still be semi high fantasy, just with a little futuristic twist to it. You know, you don't need guns. They have swords. To me, I look at it like Kaladesh is kind of like steampunk, right? Yeah. Or at least that's how I view it. And I fucking hate steampunk. I really don't like steampunk stuff. But hey, if you like it, that's cool. And I did like Kaladesh. Like I did think that was a really fun set.
Me too.
It's just aesthetically, it's not my thing. And I see no difference between steampunk and cyberpunk. You know, like I think you can still, they're not the same aesthetic, but they still like have similar like ties to fiction. I think, where it's just a take of something and puts a little twist on it. So I'm really stoked on this. I think the art looks sick as fuck. I'm super excited to see what they do with it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, same here. I mean, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth for the most part. I think it's going to be awesome. I think there can be cyber dragons or whatever, you know, or who knows, you know, they'll probably just have normal dragons in there too. I at first I was kind of like, I was hoping to go to normal Kamigawa or whatever at first when they announced it, but hey, if they're going with cyberpunk, that's going to be cool too, as long as they kind of keep to the original Kamigawa-ness with it, and then they just add a little bit to it, which is what they said they were going to do. I think I'm excited for it. I want to see what they're going to do, and hopefully they don't fuck it up. So next we have next we have the Streets of New Capnia. Yeah, maybe. All right. I need some phonetical. We all know I can't read. So anyways, this one is like supposed to be some type of gangster type set that looks pretty cool. We got Obnixilis in there, and Elspeth is supposed to show up in this one too, supposedly. So this looks pretty cool, and from what I heard, that they're going back to shards in this one again. So it's going to be tricolor gangs of New York style. So there's going to be like 5 different, I believe they said 5 different gangs, like warring gang factions.
I don't remember, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, the art looks really cool on this one. Having like a magic gangster theme sounds pretty cool. And there's also rumors of the Triumph set being completed with this.
Cool.
So that's not confirmed yet, but there are rumors going around about it. So, I mean, that would be awesome to get the other half of the Triumphs would be sweet. So that would be really cool. What do you think about this one?
It's funny, when I saw this, I had just started watching a movie on HBO that came out that was like this weird dystopian future that like had this 50s crime movie look, where the ocean or all the fucking icebergs like melted and the ocean started taking over the world and everything like reverted back to the 50s. I don't know what happened, but the movie itself was pretty cool. And I really like those themes, like almost noir style, so I think the potential here is cool. Like seeing a crime boss demon, that shit looks fucking dope, dude. I'm really stoked about this one. Definitely not something I would think of, when I think of MTG. No. And I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, they're pushing it a little bit in these directions, but as long as they keep it to the MTG style, I think it'll be, awesome. But I know, most of us Magic nerds are like, I don't like change. So we'll see. I haven't heard the consensus from people on this one yet, but I think people are going to like this one. And the next one I know people are going to like, and that is Dominaria United. So Dominaria is an iconic set in MTG lore. The last Dominaria set was awesome. It gave us, unfortunately, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, which was like the most toxic planeswalker to exist during that standard set at the time. But Dominaria is a great plane. I think there's a lot of cool stuff on Dominaria, and I think we're going to get a lot of really cool cards in this set. I don't really know what's going on with the lore or really care about that, but I do like the flavor of Dominaria. So what do you think about this one?
It's cool. I think you pretty much summed it up. I will say the one thing I got out of this is I've been playing Magic the Gathering since it started. Yeah. And I had no fucking clue that like these original planes that like, 3rd edition and alpha and beta, they were referencing Dominaria. I
did not know that either. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the lore is all over the place, so there's no reason I should know that. But it was a piece of information that I got to retain there, and it'll go out my head. Like,
I think that's one of the things that I really hope that they get together is making the lore, being able to follow it, because it's been just such a clusterfuck this whole time. They should do really a Marvel Universe like reset type deal, and then just like wipe everything away and be like, none of that happened, actually. We went back in time now, and we are going to fix everything that's going on with this fucked up timeline. But after that, we are going into the last set of 2022, which is the Brothers War. And I'm super hype on this one. It sounds crazy. It's Urza and his brother, whose name escapes me right now. I can't think of. Do you know it, Drunken?
Dude, I don't know anything. So.
Yeah, okay. Everyone knows Urza though. So it's Urza and his brother, and it's this takes place in the past, but they're both like artificers. So there's going to be no doubt some super awesome artifacts in here. We're probably going to get an Urza Planeswalker, if not a Urza legendary creature, and his brother at the same time in this set. So this set looks super cool. The art looks awesome in this one. So I have a feeling this is going to be like, some Avengers type, like massive war going on with these guys. So that almost they destroy the entire planet with it, they were saying. So it seems super cool. This is the one that I probably think sounds the coolest out of all of them. What do you think?
Yeah, it's Mishra, by the way.
Mishra, that's it. Yes.
And so, I think this one looks sweet. Artifacts are cool. I'm always down for more synergies. It sounds like it'll fit in great with Historic. Yeah. Out of all the sets, I think this is probably gonna have, well, not knowing any of the cards, like this may have the biggest impact, but I'm just talking straight out of my ass there. Yeah. It's just artifacts can go into anything, like they don't need to be in artifact decks. They can be in any deck. So you have the widest spread of decks possibilities that it can go into. So I'm really excited. There's some really cool cards that have come out over the years with Urza and Mishra. So this should be pretty fucking dope.
Hopefully it's not another Throne of Eldraine, but you never know. Next. Next, after that, we're going into the Universe Beyond again. And so the Universe Beyond is, the Street Fighter and the, unfortunately Fortnite or whatever, or fortunately if you like Fortnite, I guess. But this is the one that is going to be coming to Historic, which is the Lord of the Rings. And unlike the other ones, which was like, a Commander Precon, and then the other ones were the secret layer drops. This one is going to be an entire set that's released, but it's going to be in the same manner as like Historic Horizons, Modern Horizons, that type of deal, where only Modern and Historic will be getting this set. So that's super cool. And it's going to be an entire set of Lord of the Rings lore. And I feel like Lord of the Rings slots like right into MTG, right? The wizards and all that stuff, as long as they keep the art style, MTG, I think it's gonna, they showed this Gandalf picture with like, he looks pretty cool, and like a bunch of hobbits and stuff. So I don't know. I actually think this set's going to be cool. I'm not like super excited about it. I think I'm more excited at the fact that we're getting like a just like standalone set that's only coming to, Modern and Historic. Drunken, what do you think about this one?
People are complaining about the Neon set or whatever, and saying it's like, what happened to high fantasy? Well, you don't get much more high fantasy than fucking Tolkien, and the pretty much creator of high fantasy, pretty much. I think this is cool. I have no idea. It's weird. Like, are they going to have actual characters? Are you going to play like Legolas? Because Legolas in my fucking elf deck might be pretty sweet. I don't know, depending on what he does. He does some cool ass shit in the movies. Yeah, exactly. The books,
Yeah,
so,
they got elves. They got they got like the tribe. They got dwarves. They got all the tribes and stuff. In there, it slots. Like I was saying, it slots perfectly into it. I feel like so. Yeah. It should be a pretty good set. But they'll have Gandalf and all that. Yeah. That's the whole crossover thing. So I wonder that's what I'm wondering, if they're going to actually have those characters, and if they do, like, are they going to be planeswalkers maybe, because like they're so influential on like that set, rather than just like have them, or legendary maybe. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but they'd have to. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. And some guys in the comments, S'mores and Bacon, say this is going to be
this is the kind of crossover I want. And Zygarde said, I'm super excited to draft this set. Yeah, drafting this will be really fun, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I'll make up for some cool decks.
And some bad news, unfortunately, about this set. This is not coming out till 2023. So, I mean, we got some time to wait on this one, which is fine. There's a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, I'm still not even close to finishing Jumpstart right now, you know, so it can wait a little bit, you know, before it gets here. So, and then next, this was something that they didn't really talk about during the actual like showcase, but afterwards they mentioned it in their little like, you know, stream that they had, that Pioneer Masters, we're still getting that. Like kind of, you know, not exactly. So what we're actually really getting is I think that the same way that they dropped Amonkhet and they dropped Kaladesh and all that kind of stuff on us, they're going to be continuing to do that. So they confirmed that they're still working backwards towards the start of Pioneer. And so we are far away from that still, which is the funny thing is the one right behind us is Eldritch Moon and Shadows over Innistrad. And so we're getting the Innistrad block next. Innistrad is before us and behind us right now, actually in the blocks with Historic, which is interesting. So we might end up getting like 2 Innistrad sets, like, you know, or 4 Innistrad sets in a row. And then, I mean, there's still a lot of sets to go backwards to get to the, you know, start of Pioneer. So who knows how long this is going to take. But I think this is pretty crazy. It's good news that we're going back towards Pioneer. I think, how do you feel about this, Drunken?
So, yeah, I think it's great. You know, the deeper the card pool, I always say this, the better our set is, our format. I mean, the more expensive it becomes too.
Unfortunately.
And so what I really liked about Pioneer Masters when they were originally talking about it is they were going to just take like the best cards from Pioneer and put them in one set. So the odds of like pulling a good usable card would have been higher, you know, because most of the cards in the set were going to be good usable cards in Pioneer. And now instead they're doing this thing where they're probably going to, like you said, they're the Amonkhet set. They're going to do like an Innistrad set. So there's a lot of fucking garbage ass cards in that set. And, you know, and that goes with every set. Right. So it's kind of disappointing. It's going to make it more expensive for us. So of course they're going to do it this way. Instead of having a actual Pioneer Masters.
One giant Pioneer. I don't think they would be able to fit everything into a Pioneer's Master set.
Yeah, but if they did like a Pioneer's Master 1 and then a Pioneer's Master 2.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I think that seems more friendly to the consumer's wallet than doing all of these individual sets. But the good thing about these sets is if you like drafting, this will be really fun because now they're going to have like these new draftable formats where you draft an entire set with some cards missing.
That's true. I mean, and we are kind of getting the Pioneer's Master sets, but we're just probably going to be getting like 8 or 9 of them, you know, in this kind of way.
Yeah.
So they have been combining them together. Like Kaladesh, right, was a 2-set block, but they combined it into Kaladesh Remastered, which was, you know, they cut a bunch of cards out and then they kind of like trickle them in with the, you know, historic anthologies and all that other stuff. So they will continue.
They did the same thing with Amonkhet. It was a 2-set block. They combined them together and then put Thoughtseize in there for some weird reason. And Collected Company too, which was like, okay. That was the only one that they've done that on so far, right? Though they were just like, we're gonna slot a couple of these cool cards that we want to throw in there too. It's like, which is fine by me. Hey, throw. Historic's a weird format where they're just kind of like throwing whatever at the wall. They're like, we'll grab. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they got fucking John Joe the intern on it. I'm telling you, man. Maybe now they're investing a little more money into it.
They're like, Ulamog sounds like he'd be cool in this set. Why don't we throw Ulamog in here? Right. Speaking of Ulamog, Jumpstart 2022 is coming to Historic, probably. You know, so my theory behind this is we've gotten every Jumpstart so far, right? We got the first Jumpstart. We have this Jumpstart, which is pretty much we're exclusively the only one that's getting this Jumpstart so far. So why would we not get Jumpstart 2022? They didn't announce that it's coming to Arena, but I would bet money on it that it will be, because I mean, people love Jumpstart. I love Jumpstart. I know you love Jumpstart.
Love it.
They've brought it to Historic exclusively so far. It'd be weird for them not to. And they mentioned in this Jumpstart set there will be Eldrazi in it, which is terrifying. Eldrazi are some of the like most beloved and hated cards in Magic right now, and like, you know, any set that they're like, you know, playable in. So what do you think, Ryan? Do you think we're gonna get this?
I mean, I hope so. You know, and I hope they do something similar to what they did for the original Jumpstart, where like the paper format has like one set of cards, and then maybe it's a little more powerful, I guess. And then the arena set has a different set of cards, just because it makes it a little more interesting. And it seems like they put a little more thought into it, even though they took out all the Praetors or whatever from the original Jumpstart, and then they just fucking threw them in anyway. So who knows, you know, maybe at that time the Praetor was too strong. But yeah, I really do hope so. And I agree, if they've done it with both sets so far, or one set so far, and they made their own set for it, why wouldn't they put it into Arena Historic?
Yeah. And then what did we not get that I was at least hoping that we were going to get? And I know most people who play Arena do. I'll just go over this real quick. They didn't mention anything about quality of life improvements, like, you know, spectator mode, that you know, the other card game, the other phone app game, the Blizzard one, what's it called? The one Hearthstone, right, had from day one. They mentioned nothing about that. People have been asking for that forever. Or, you know, an updated chat, which is, you know, everyone knows the chat is garbage in Arena. They didn't talk about multiplayer or fixing the economy in any kind of way. So like all the things that like people have been really asking for since the beginning, they were just like, we're getting more sets. And they didn't mention anything about that. So they just did this big back end update. So I know some people were speculating like, hey, maybe we were going to get something like this because they were changing the way that the actual like client worked. So maybe they were going to readjust it to be able to like, you know, house some of these features for the long term. But, you know, if they did, they didn't tell us about it there. So I was disappointed about that. And I imagine everyone else is too. So that was it for the showcase. Any last words, Drunken?
Yeah, so this Brothers War, you think they're gonna throw the fucking the Tron lands in here, the Urza lands? Like dude, that would be amazing.
No, I don't think they will. Not into standard.
Yeah, probably not. It's too powerful. It's too powerful. But that would be great. I would love it.
Yeah, that would be great. All right, let's go into our combat phase.
Dorkish combat.
And combat is our horseshit card game with Cheater McCheater face over here.
Yeah,
who's going to be hosting it. Take it away.
All right, everyone. This is the horseshit card game. This is a game where I name 5 cards. Thing is, 4 of them are from Historic, and 1 of them isn't. And it's up to this drunken idiot and all you idiots out there to figure out which one of these cards is not in Historic. So are you ready, Hoshi?
I'm ready. Always ready.
Okay. So the first card we have is Blightkeeper. It is 1 black mana. It is a creature, bat, imp with flying. And it says 7 and a black. Tap, sacrifice, Blightkeeper. Target opponent loses 4 life and you gain 4 life. And it is a 1/1. The next card is Axebane Stag. It is 6 and a green for a creature elk. And it is a 6/7. That's it. The third one we have is Battering Crassus. I think I said that right. It is 2 and a green for a creature, fish, beast. It has trample and it has evolve. And it is a 2/1. The fourth one we have is Amorphous Axe for 2 colorless mana. It's artifact equipment. Says equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is every creature type. And it says equip 3. And then finally, we have Arborea Pegasus for 3 and a white. and it is a creature Pegasus with flying. It says when a Borea Pegasus enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. It is a 2/3. So we got our 5 cards here, Hoshi. Which one is horseshit?
Oh man. Okay, so there's like 2, 3 that I'm unsure of. The Blight Keeper, I'm pretty aware of. I played with that before. At least I played against it. The Amorphous Axe, I actually had today while I was playing Jumpstart, so I know that one's real. And then the other 3, I'm kind of up in the air on. So I know we just got evolved with the new Jumpstart. So the Battering Krasis, Krasis is that one's a possible one, but I'm not sure on that. The Axebane Stag, I don't know. I've never seen that one before. That's a very expensive elk. And then the Airborne Pegasus is another one that just isn't ringing any bells to me. But I mean, the elk looks real weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So I'm just gonna YOLO it on the Axebane Stag. I feel like that is the horseshit card.
Axebane Stag, you say? Okay. Well, you said Axebane Stag.
I did.
Kitten Rage says Axebane Stag. S'mores and Bacon says Axebane Stag. And you're all fucking right. Damn it, dude. I cannot get a win in unless I cheat. You know? Pretty much all these cards besides the Blight. The Blight Keeper and Arborea were already in Arena. These other 3 just entered Arena. So...
Awesome. And
or Drunken, 2, I mean, sorry.
I have something for you right here.
So you get
I don't want it.
Nothing.
I didn't want
lose.
it, I said.
Good day, sir.
I quit. I'm going to just throw my headphones on the ground and fucking tip my desk over.
You should. Awesome. Well, that was the horseshit card game, guys. How'd you guys do? I know everyone in chat, you guys won along with me. High five. Yeah. And let us know in the comments. How'd you guys do on that one? Did Drunken get anyone? Because I know on the polls that we've done online, you do pretty good on those ones. So we'll post this one up again this week because this one hopefully is accurate. I'm going to fact check you again.
You should always.
I think this one's accurate. So we'll throw it up there again and see how everyone else does. And with that, we will go into our main phase 2.
Main phase 2.
And our main phase 2 is going to be...
It's Apollo's Wacky Wild Card of the Week in Metagame Showdown.
What did you hear that? The Metagame Showdown?
No, I didn't hear it. It didn't play.
Whoops.
You're dancing. You just look like a fool. It's fine. You always look like a fool. Nothing else
true.
new.
I was going to say I'll fix that in editing, but that would be a lot of editing. So anyways, it's Apollo's, Metagame Showdown, but a different one. We're doing the Jumpstart version of that. And it's going to be our first impressions of Jumpstart Historic Horizons right now. So Drunken, take it away. What are your initial impressions so far of playing Jumpstart?
It's pretty good. I don't know if you put my video in here, but I definitely have some. Okay, I have some gameplay there. Yeah, and I like it so far. I've only played a few games. I've been really busy today, and it just came out today. Yeah. But I got to play one of the decks that Hoshi was really excited about, the blue-white artifact deck.
Yes.
And it was really fun. It was powerful. For some reason, people were just conceding to me. I didn't even feel like I had control of the board, but I chose humans and artifacts. Yeah. And it worked out really well. It was the human deck is white, and then the artifact deck is white blue, and it just meshed really well. There's a lot of lifelink in those between the two, and a lot of synergy. And it worked out well. I actually played it longer than the 2 wins. I played maybe 5 games or so.
Oh wow, really?
Because I just enjoyed playing the deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got one loss and every other one I won. So if you ever see that combination, you should try it out. It's good.
Nice. Yeah, I also got the artifact deck too, but I got 2 artifacts with it. I got In the Machine, and then I got the animator one at the same time. Yeah, I did not lose with that one. It was insane. It was way too.
That sounds really strong.
It was way too well made. Yeah, like everything was working very well together. That new that artifact equipment that has living weapon on it. Man, I can't think of the name of it right now, which means I have to take a drink. But yeah, it was insane. What was your favorite deck that you played so far out of like the matchups
that I played against?
Or either one? Like, which one do you think was like the best pack that you got to pick so far?
Well, so I only played that one, that one thing, because I played it like 5 games. I've only had a very little bit of time to play, and I was like playing it in bed on my phone, and and
sucks.
People were just conceding to me, and it was great. And I felt like the all-powerful Magic player, like I'm so good, dude. This guy conceded to me on turn 4 when I only had a 1/1 out. What a loser.
You are the all-powerful.
Anyway, no, so far, that's only been my impression. I played against some fun, cool decks. Like, I think red, anything with red I played against seems really powerful to me. So it's just getting that combination of something else to really push the power level. And yeah, if you can play the artifact, the blue-white artifact deck, do it, because that deck is fun, and there's like some really good synergies in there.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a lot of fun. The one critique that I have for playing Jumpstart, right, and maybe it's just right now because it's day 1 and the servers are on fire, but it has been slow. Every opponent that I've been going against is almost going to rope every single turn. Well, I don't know if it's because the cards are new and they're reading the cards, or it's because I'm playing against new players, because we're probably also playing against people that play standard and that kind of stuff and are maybe new to the game. So they're trying to figure out everything that's going on. But for me as a historic player who's used to people that are, more knowledgeable about the format and playing quickly, it has been painfully slow in comparison to historic. That is like the one major downside that I've had on it. It didn't turn out so bad today because I was editing and getting stuff ready for the podcast, so I was kind of going back and forth. But man, they were taking their sweet time on stuff, which was driving me crazy because I just wanted to get as many games as as I could to get some experience in it today. But I did get quite a few. Some of the best decks that I played were the squirrels were so much fun, dude. So and rats.
Oh, dude,
rats
keep going.
I got both of them. I got the squirrels and the rats in the same deck.
Ooh, nice. I like that. Rodents deck.
I didn't lose. It was insane. It was so good. It was a lot of fun playing that one. And then I got slivers. Slivers are super powerful in this format, by the way. Almost every time I played against somebody that has slivers, I lose to them. And when I had slivers, I didn't lose. So I don't know how slivers are going to be in the actual format. I've heard they're doing pretty good so far. But in the Jumpstart format, if you can pick the slivers pack and you want to win, do it. They're crazy strong. I got to play the first sliver and Cascade. It was
nice.
That's
really cool.
Oh, it felt so good. So I had a lot of fun playing Jumpstart today, and I know a lot of people just kind of went in and they picked their packs and then they conceded or they resigned immediately instead of playing to get.
Don't do it.
That is, I mean, I get the maybe if you don't like Jumpstart, and you just want to get those cards to get into the format, but I really think you're hurting yourself here because, man, you get 2 rares if you win. You need to get 2 wins and then you get 2 rares out of it. And so, I mean, with the Jumpstart packs too, you get sometimes an extra rare in each pack, right? So kind of like double masters, sometimes you get double rares in these packs. I've had it where I got 2 rares in both packs. And then I got 2 wins. So for 2,000 gold, I got 6 rares out of that. That's that's a pretty good value.
Value's there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not getting the wild card progression. That's the one downside of Jumpstart is we're not getting that progression. But you're getting a lot of Jumpstart rares. And the rares that you get from that queue are only Jumpstart rares as well. So yeah, I think it's great. I think if you want those cards, that's the best way to get them is through actually just playing and then playing it out. Now it's going to be a little bit of a slog, but the upside of that also is, hey, what did we talk about last week? Let the format kind of settle a little bit before you start burning your wild cards. So have some fun, play some Jumpstart, and then get some rares, and then wait for the format to settle a little bit if you want to. I get people's inclination to just want to jump in with the new cards, right? You've been brewing decks and you got one that you're excited about and you just want to jump in. I get it, if you want to, but you're losing out on value if you do that. So
yeah, I agree. Value and fun. And it's like you said, I did want to bring this up too. I notice this a lot when I draft, and it's very similar with Jumpstart. It's people take a lot longer to play, which is a little frustrating, mostly because they like me when I get my packs and I make my deck, I don't even look at what I got. I just play. I'm like,
yeah, me too.
I like doing it that way because it just makes it more like you're not really thinking about the odds or I need this card. It's like, what am I getting next? What
am I going to draw?
Kind of an adventure at that point. And so it does make for a slower play pattern just because you don't really know what everything does and you're reading every card that comes out. But it doesn't take that long to read a card but you don't know who you're playing against, and you don't know their skill level with Magic. So in general, it definitely has been taking a lot longer to play. And like I said, the same thing was happening with drafting. People just take so long to make their moves in drafting. Almost every other game I was playing, people were timing out, almost timing out on the second time,
Draft, I get it because there's high stakes in draft. But in Jumpstart, you just concede and go, you don't lose anything, right?
That's what I do sometimes with Jumpstart. I'll just concede because I'm like, okay, this person, I've already waited for the timer twice now. So yeah.
If I don't have a super powerful hand and they're just roping to the end every turn, I'm like, okay, you're probably new at the game, and congratulations, you won this game. Mm-hmm. You've won. You've roped.
And then in the meantime, it's me on the other end, and I'm like, you fucking noob, dude.
I'm so good.
Concede to me, you stupid bitch.
That's so good.
You don't know shit.
So final thoughts. Any final thoughts on Jumpstart?
This is a historic podcast, but Jumpstart is historic related. Yeah. And I know you want to build those decks and play historic. I know I really do, but just try it out. I think Jumpstart is really fun. It just makes for some really interesting gameplay. And it actually, if you're a skillful Magic player, you can really see it when you're playing Jumpstart, I think.
Yeah. One thing that I will say is I was watching that MTG original decks guy today, Quasar Sensen or whatever the hell his name is. And he's hilarious. He was talking about how he spent $300 basically to get the Jumpstart cards to make these decks today. So he was so he was doing that where he was just either using wild cards to get them or doing the event and then resigning immediately probably to get the cards, which is that's what you're looking at if you don't take the time to get the value out of the Jumpstarts. Probably $300 to get this, which is crazy. That's so much. So I mean, if you got that kind of money to burn, do it. But I don't. I don't. So I'll be taking my time playing out these Jumpstart rounds, and I hope you guys do too. So with that, let's go into our end step. Or the reason my girlfriend will break up with me.
Yes.
Every time I'm practicing everything in the room beforehand, making sure everything's set up, I'll hit these and then I get the worst look from her.
You should feel like you made him.
I get the death stare. Yeah, she was pretty hammered, and and I talked her into it. Yeah, and so we were both recording them at the same time, but hers were just way better than mine. So yeah, that was pretty fun. So anyway, so with the end step, normally we do all kinds of different stuff with this one. This is one of those parts of our show where it's kind of a free format. We sometimes talk about things that we've been doing outside of Magic, like other nerdy stuff. We were doing like kind of our biographies almost a little bit in a way, like how we got into Magic. But that doesn't feel right to do without Apollo here. And then the other thing that we were going to do was kind of talk about, how we got into doing the podcast and why we started doing it, and probably why we continue to do it, and all the troubles and interesting things about actually like producing this and coming up with content and stuff. But once again, we've gone a little long today. So
that's because you talk too damn much, dude. Let's finish this up.
All right, dude. Fine then. We'll save it for another day then. It's not my fault.
Clean up.
All right, so cleanup is our social media promo phase. So we have a Discord, which is so much fun, and then we have the podcast, which is on YouTube, which we do a YouTube show where we put a lot of effort into that, and then we are going to be on all of the podcast medias out there that you can get your hands on. I think TuneIn is the only one that we're not on, and I'm working on doing that one. And hey, if you watch us or listen to us on any of these formats, we'd appreciate giving a like, comment, subscribe, if you can leave a review of us, telling us how handsome you think I am, or how much of a cheater DrunkenDork is, or anything along those lines, or whatever you want to do. I don't even care what you write in there. That'd be great.
Something would be nice though. Yeah, we do have a couple comments in our iTunes and our Spotify, but yeah, if you listen to us on iTunes and Spotify, please, like us, leave a comment, a nice one, not a mean one. Not
mean.
Yeah. That's fine if you want to call me a cheater, but still, give us 5 stars. We really appreciate it. And
whatever. Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, we've been working on this for over a year now, actually, and we're always trying to push to make this thing better. We're hoping that it's continuously getting better. We have fun doing this. We make $0. We actually lose money on doing this from like hosting, all the hosting services and everything, because we don't have Patreon or anything or that yet, because we don't feel like we deserve to really do that yet. And we'll probably have merch or something in the future, but until then, if you guys could like or whatever, if you do like. And then with that, we'll move on to our discard phase.
Discard phase. Drink them up, boys.
Discard is where we pound our drinks at the end of the show, and we give our little sign-offs and farewells. So, DrunkenDork, anything to say?
Once again, I just watched him and Eric Ghost Stories, which is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But like, there is a segment in there where they just repeat like Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook, and then so the other guy's like, you can follow us on Twitter, and it went back and forth for like, I thought I was like on drugs or something. It went back and forth for literally 5 minutes of the same thing.
My god.
But I just want to say, if you listen, you should just give us a watch on YouTube at some point, or a watch on Twitch. But cheers.
Yeah, cheers everybody, and we'll see you again next week. Have fun jumpstarting.
Oh yeah, baby.